Hello, let me introduce Inliina, Text Expansion Analyzer, our AI-powered solution for one of the most persistent challenges in software localization, text expansion. Research shows that when you translate UI text, it often grows by 25 to 50%. This leads to overall truncation and broken layouts, problems that are not just cosmetic but can seriously impact usability and brand perception. In fact, 60% of localization projects encounter UI breakages due to text expansion. Traditionally, teams rely on manual checking, which is slow, error-prone, and expensive. The result? Poor user experience, delayed releases, increased costs, and real brand risks. The core problem is that manual localization QA often misses these expansion issues. Fixed UI elements like buttons or menus can't always accommodate longer translations, so when the product ships in the new language, users see cut-off labels or broken screens. Fixing these issues after release is not only costly but also damages user trust. Inliina solves this by automating the entire process. Our tool detects the text expansion risks across more than 11 languages, simulates how real translations will look into your UI, and provides actionable AI-powered recommendations for fixing any layout issues before your users ever see them. You can analyze both individual strings and bulk sets, making it scalable for any project size. This fits perfectly in the early localization testing phase, pre-release QA, and even continuous validation. It integrates seamlessly with your UI UX design, development, and CI/CD workflows, ensuring that localization quality is built in from the start. Business gains are substantial. Inliina discovers over 70% reduction in post-release localization bugs, 60% faster QA cycles, 40% less manual review effort. On average, that's more than $10,000 saved per release just by preventing expensive hotfixes and redesign, not to mention a much faster time to market and better global user experience. And here's the real wow factor with Inliina. You can instantly visualize how your UI will look in any language and get AI-driven context-aware recommendation to fix layout issues, so your users always get a flawless experience no matter where they are. Let's look at the tool. So here is the tool, Inliina. It has a welcome page which introduces the text expansion analyzer, tells you that there are 11 plus supported language. On an average, there's a 30% expansion when the strings are translated from English, 8 plus UI elements, and 2 types of analysis that we support, individual and bulk analysis. So there's a multi-language support, UI element context, risk assessment. So these are the key features and how it works. When you input your UI text, you select the target language and you get the detailed analysis in form of what the original is, what is translated, what is expansion ratio, and whether there is a risk or not. We have provided settings to provide your own open API key to do the translations and analysis, AI-based analysis, as well as help on how to use the individual analysis as well as bulk analysis mode. Let's go and try the text expansion analyzer. You see, this is the text expansion analyzer. We'll try the individual analysis mode first. So you have to provide the input string, the type of element. So it is a button here. What is the container width? For example, let's take this as container width of 170 and font size as 14. Let's do the translation in German, French, Spanish, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Arabic. Let's try all these languages and see how this submit application button would look like with the container width of 170 and font size of 14. Let's click analyze. This will use AI to start analyzing this content. We see that the analysis results are out here. So the submit application button in English is almost perfect, but when you look into this Spanish translation button, you see there is a clear expansion break. So the expansion ratio is 1.11x, and there are 20 characters after expansion. Original were 18 characters, and because of that, there is an overflow. And AI is smart enough to recommend that there is a text overflow, significantly increase the width to 230 pixel, which is a 35% increase, or consider shorter text. So it provides you both the recommendation, increase the container weight, use shorter text, or implement the same flow with the ellipses like it is right now. So you have the option. Same with French. We see that there is a 33% increase and it becomes 24 characters. And while the other languages are all green, that is, there is no issue in the button. The same thing can be tested in other element types as well, right from button to label to menu item, title, paragraph, tooltip, input placeholders, and other. Menu item is another one wherein we routinely see that there is a break. Let's try menu item with about 200 pixel word length and see. We see that with 200 pixel, German becomes green, which is okay, but in French it is still breaking. And you see the item, the view is just like a menu item. So you can actually see that this is how your UI would look like with this in these languages. We also support the bulk analysis mode. In the bulk analysis mode, you can directly upload a CSV or also paste the data from the CSV. For example, let's try pasting the data from the CSV. We have this data wherein we are trying sign in button with 150 pixels, log out menu item with 180 pixels. Let me reduce this to say 50 pixels, which is, I know, very low. And in languages, Japanese, Korean, French, Spanish, Italian. So this is the bulk analysis that we are doing. So let's do this bulk analysis and process now. See, now we have the bulk analysis with all the recommendations, whether it works, whether it doesn't work. So settings in German at 120 pixel is more than enough. It is still passing. There is no expansion risk. Profile with 200 pixels is passing, no expansion risk. Settings, profile, sign in, log out, help. So all this data is passing and we see the correct details out here. We can download the results in form of CSV as well. So this completes the small tool which gives the correct analysis for all the strings and text expansion and how it affects your UI when you start developing or designing for localized languages. Moving back to our presentation. So before, we used to have manual visual checks for each languages. We frequently used to miss UI expansion and truncation bugs, expensive post-release hotfixes and redesigns, and slower global launches, higher churn, and brand risk. But using this tool, we have automated AI-driven bulk and individual analysis. We have visual UI simulation with real translations, actionable recommendations for each issue, and better user retentions that we have. Thank you.